The most sadistic punishment of ancient Rome. NationalGeographic.co.id. The sadistic and brutal methods of murder in ancient Rome have been summarized in a book called A Fatal Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum: Murder in Ancient Rome. This book was written by Emma Southon, a historian at the University of Birmingham in England. In this new book, Southon explores the different modes of murder in ancient Rome. Starting from crucifixion, throwing humans at wild animals, and burning humans. One particular story relates an incident when Emperor Augustus had dinner with Vedius Pollio. Just then, a servant broke the crystal glass. Enraged, Vedius immediately ordered that the servant be thrown into the hungry eel. But Augustus ordered his men to destroy all the crystals on the table. Finally, Vedius Pollio could not kill his servant who had broken one glass because Augustus' men had broken more glasses. Quoted by Ancient Origins, in this book Southon discusses the life of Vedius Pollio, a wealthy Roman who was a friend of the Roman Emperor Augustus. Vedius was best known for maintaining a reservoir of man-eating eels where he would dispose of slaves that displeased him. After all, life in ancient Rome was synonymous with sadistic stories like that. In fact, the legend of the founding of the city itself is about one murder incident: Romulus killed Remus. When Southon began his research, he was shocked by the complex nature of public executions in ancient Rome. Researchers found that crucifixions took place in most public spaces and that Romans had become immune to the gruesome sight and stench of decaying bodies, hanging on crosses as they went about their daily activities. Speaking with Ars Technica, Southon said, "Murder is so culturally specific and not easily defined, that in his new book he tries to catalog the different forms of murder used in ancient Rome." Southon said Emperor Constantine's laws were the first to prohibit a number of approved ways of killing slaves, including, "Don't burn them, don't throw them, and don't hit them with stones." While this legal charter discontinues some methods of slave killing, it opens the door to anything not mentioned in the law. From his research, Southon details cases of poisoning, whipping, beatings, and Romans being thrown from windows, off cliffs, and into rivers. He wrote about Romans who were stabbed in the heart and eyes and criminals who were executed at the hands of gladiators. One thing that Southon discovered: crucifixion was a method of execution specifically designed to humiliate, torture, and was very common in ancient Rome. In his book, Southon recounts one tragic event when 400 men, women and children were rounded up, paraded through the streets and taken out of the Esquiline Gate where, for hours, they were tied or nailed to a cross and left for days on end. Day for it. Southon also noted that people found guilty of premeditated murder were usually beaten with blood-colored sticks before being tied into cowhide sacks. The sack will eventually be thrown into the sea so that the guilty will drown. The battered and bloody killer wasn't lying alone in the sack. A dog, a rooster, a monkey and a snake were also placed inside before the sack was sewn up and thrown into the sea, where unimaginable horrors would unfold inside. Southon said part of the reason the killer's body was placed in a sack was so it wouldn't pollute the earth after death. He urges readers to think for 5 seconds about the horror of being trapped in a sack with a frightened dog, and then we'll move on to the chaotic web of terror that chickens, monkeys, and snakes bring into the drowning process. That's the most sadistic punishment in ancient Rome. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting videos.